Hello, and welcome to my first sort of tutorial for, not really tutorial, but sort of like a overall idea of how to maybe go over border in rank. So first, people that I've seen people use Mira, first of all. So that will be the first Mira placement, which looks over these two walls, as well as that barricade. Now this will probably be considered sort of like weird because I know a lot of people like to put their mirrors on that wall. However, a good handful of some of the pro leagues sort of see that wall being sort of taken over as a potential inevitability. So what they opt to do is put a mirror wall here. So even if that blows up, there's still some sort of way to sort of have an edge in a firefight when people start moving into the actual objective. Now, this place is a little bit weird in that there's multiple places that you could get shot. So places with barbed wire should be these three, as well as maybe boarding this up for a little bit more safety. The barbed wires will give you both sound cues as well as slow down your enemies when they're trying to advance onto your position. Most likely, Bandit will do the barbed wires for this part. Now, the second mirror placement that I think is good is right here. I've seen a couple of pro leagues do it, and some other people opt to do it somewhere else, but I like this place. Mainly because it's sort of like, if you're good enough, it will essentially lock down this entire office room by yourself and with a little bit of help. Blow this wall up with a shotgun, and you basically have a line of sight in that entire hallway. Put a barbed wire on this door and put a barbed wire on this window, and don't forget to propagate those barricades. These two walls will be reinforced by another person who will be staying up here. More on that later. So as you can see right here, you have a free shot of that hallway, free shot of that, of this doorway. Barricade it, put a barbed wire on it, and basically that's also covered. And behind you is barbed wire and a reinforcement to help you survive. Alright, welcome to Bandits section. So Bandit works very closely with Mira. So while Mira uses both her reinforcements to put on her Mira window, Bandit will reinforce these two walls as well as shock wire them. The other two shock wires will go to the two reinforced walls that the mirrors are on. And as I said earlier, Bandit will use all three of his barbed wires up here for a little bit more safety and security. Don't forget to barricade this. And the door behind me would probably be a little bit optional. So there's three places that I've seen Bandit roam. One is this inspections. This place is really good because it basically allows you to lock down 4 different entry points. One would be the main door, supply window, and the wall behind you, as well as maybe potentially picking off anyone trying to cross from one side of that main lobby to another. Second place that I've seen people anchoring is here. Block the front door as well as this ventilation window in order to prevent any sort of vertical gameplay happening, which is actually really bad, especially when considering that someone could potentially take out that Mira window from below if they know what they're doing. So maybe keeping that safe is pretty important. Now location 3 is right here. I've seen a lot of people do this in ranked. This basically allows you to pick off anyone who tries to go through these two doors, as well as maybe someone who's trying to go through there. And if you're lucky, you'll hear someone coming through tellers. Now for Jager, Jaeger's a little bit like Bandit. He should probably reinforce this trapdoor to sort of help anyone who is stationed here at the Mira window number 1. Give them a little bit more protection from below. Well, that's not going to protect the Mira window. It'll probably protect anyone from like shooting straight up into someone's scratch. Or like, you know, whatever. So Bandit will do these 3 places. So Jager can probably put his stuff here. And here. That thing's annoying. So I'm not very good with Jager's gadget, so I sort of just put them where I think they could be useful. So to save whoever's on Mira number 1, save anyone who might be behind this thing, because I know Smoke likes to be here sometimes. And then maybe one right here as to prevent any flashbangs or whatever from flashing anyone from further into the objective. So yeah. Oh yeah. I do have one more reinforcement, but I don't know where to put it, so I guess I'll put it right here. There's probably a better place to put it. I'm not too sure though. Alright. Jager locations. They're pretty much the same as Bandit. Again, stairs allow you to lock those 2 down and pick off anyone coming from either that entrance or tellers. Inspections allows you to see anyone trying to come from the front door or these 2 entryways or anyone crossing main lobby. And of course, the potentially more serious ventilation and front door to prevent anyone from doing any vertical gameplay up there, especially that mirror window. A 4th place that I've seen that I totally forgot about is right here in security room. A lot of people like to come through here, set up a base of operations before branching out into either objective or offices. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. One I've seen is making a hole right here. We'll get to that later. So I've seen people hide behind this refrigerator for an easy sight between those 2 barricades, but there's another place right here where you can have a fairly good sight on all 3 barricades, door and window. Now, something that someone could do to help Jager in security is blow out this wall, or blow out a hole in here. Because as you can see, from the relative safety of your of Armory, anyone who's looking down here has a pretty good sight down into that one specific doorway that leads into security, which is actually something a common place that people go through. Creates a crossfire to assist with Jager in locking down a security room. Now Valk. Valk will give you sort of like an overarching intel from above, both inside and out. She'll probably be stationed up here either on B or behind Mira window number 2. I'm just gonna get these windows ready. You won't have as much time in real practice, I don't think. Anyway, Valk number 1, Valk Cam number 1 would be right here in this archway. You throw that up there, and you should have a fairly good view of both B and offices. In offices, you can basically see behind the back of whoever will be on Mira number 2 for a little bit more intel, and on the B side, you'll see a lot more stuff, both on the north window as well as anyone entering from the doorway. Valkyrie Reinforcements, since she'll be up here defending from B or Mira number 2, she could probably go ahead and reinforce these 2 places. Once timer runs up, I've seen a couple of outside cams utilized in Pro League as well as like higher ranked. So this is a Pro League spot that I've seen a couple of teams do. I am not too convinced about this, but it does give you a really, really good view of anyone trying to go through that window. And another spot would be if you look at that tower, look up, chuck a cam out there, and it should give you a sight down both the north and the west walls. So you can see anyone who's maybe rappelling up to shoot someone, or anyone who's rappelling up to that balcony and trying to swing in and try to contest that reinforced wall. Valkyrie anchoring locations will probably be B, mainly because her gun is good. This room is fairly mid-range, short range. Not to mention, if she needs to, she can lob a C4 over that bookshelf and get a potentially easy kill. Maybe even prevent a plant. Another place that she could probably do that is Mira Placement number 2. Chuck a C4 through the wall or around a corner and maybe get an easy kill. Now, last but not least is Smoke. So he's probably going to be in A a lot more than any other operator. Smoke is pretty good because while Mira does have a shotgun, his shotgun does a lot more damage, opens a lot bigger holes, and shoots a lot faster. So like opening this hallway wall would probably be a lot better suited with Smoke's shotgun. Another reason why he's very popular that I've recently figured out is that he's very versatile. His shotgun, super close range killer. His SMG is great for headshots, and this right here, the smoke canister, really helps with zoning as well as preventing plants. So let's see right here, if he's on Mira number 1, he could potentially, pick off anyone who's close using his SMG. And if he sees that some people are trying to push, he can throw a gas grenade and prevent that push from happening. This is another place that I've seen smoke happen. Since it's medium range, he can use his SMG for headshots, and then if he wants to be super safe, he can lob a gas canister, pop that open, and basically prevent a push from the relative safety of proning. Right here, same concept as Valkyrie. mid-range, and he has projectiles that he can sort of lob over and explode. This time it's a gaseous one to prevent entry, as well as plants if you don't suck at throwing. This could also be supported by the Valk Cams, both outside and on that arch. So yeah, those are sort of the overviews, step by step, on what I've seen happen in both higher level as well as Pro League. I am not the best when it comes to analyzing this stuff, so this is just a general overview idea. Vanilla, basically. I've seen many different teams do slight variants of this, and I've seen some teams do like hugely different stuff, but all in all, I think these are sort of like the most basic and common of strategies that people run on this part. Now we're getting into the overview. To sort of just recap very quickly. I might not do a recap at all in future videos because depending on how long this is, the recap might be just as long as the rest of the video. Mira's sort of section is fairly simple and fairly straightforward, and Bandit as well. I know a friend of mine says that it's good to have strategies, but you have to be very flexible because some strategies might work in one round and then suddenly your enemy wises up and those kinds of strategies don't work anymore. So you gotta pick and choose where you should ultimately situate yourself. Right here, we're going to Bandit. Barbed wire is here, here, and here. Barricade this for whoever's in there, probably Smoke or Mira. Maybe barricade that if you really wanted to. Location 1 for for roaming. Bloop, bloop, and bloop, and bloop. It shouldn't be too hard. Locking that part down. Inspection. Inspection could also be useful, but maybe ventilation would be a little bit more important, I guess you could say. And again, Jager could do this too. Considering that this place might be a fair bit more important, considering, you know, we do have Miras upstairs that may or may not get popped if no one's down here. And I didn't change my characters because I didn't have the time, but, you know, we'll just go over where the area would be. Maybe we could do this. You could do this. I know we did Valkyrie earlier, but it's more or less interchangeable what they do. As long as everyone gets, you know, as long as the correct panels are reinforced, it really doesn't matter. And again, Jager's positions might be the same as Bandits from earlier, or we can do, or either of them can do this place as well, since they do like to branch out from here. Common spots behind the fridge or behind this. Okay. Still need to work on my aim. Yeah. Valkyrie. She'll probably be here. Or B. Whichever one anyone else decides. This will be assisted by Valkyrie Cam back there. A Valkyrie Cam out here. There. And a last one being chucked somewhere around here. Out there. Look at that tower. Crouch. Look up a little bit more. And throw. Pew. No, land somewhere around there. Giving you a sight on the north or west side. Smoke, as the versatile bastard he is, can probably be in either A or B in different locations, whether it be in that Mira or behind that, or in B where he can lob his canisters to prevent plants and entry, as well as using his SMG to sort of headshot people from that window. And that's pretty much it for this place. Yep. And as, again, I'm not a professional. I just basically took bits and pieces of what I've seen from Pro League and Ranked, so hopefully this works. On to downstairs. Hello. So, starting right off the bat, Mira Placement number 1 for ventilation and workshop should be here. So this Mira will allow you to see into A in the very safe confines, I guess. I don't know. It'll be very safe behind this Mira wall. Not Jager. Smoke can probably blow out a hole so you can pass into it just in case of an emergency. And yeah. It's a pretty good spot, I think. Especially in a 1v1 firefight. You'll probably not lose anything. So Mira Placement number 2 would be up here. So a lot of things that I've seen in Vent and Workshop sort of revolves around vertical play, like preventing people from coming in by manipulating the floors and ceilings to your advantage. One place I love to do is right here. So there will be someone on this murder hall, namely Bandit. I'll explain my reasoning there. But as you can see, if someone breaks that open and someone's at this murder hole, you have a lot of field of vision before they can even see you or even suspect there's a hole here. So you can see their toes, their legs, their body before you even see their head. When you do see their head, they're probably going through the animation of jumping over or even just babbling around in front of that window. So you get a lot of chances for a headshot. Now, to prevent that guy from getting flanked, there will be a second person up here manning this Mira wall. And unlike the other places where you want to get kills, this one's more like prevention of entry. You're basically trying to intimidate someone from even trying to come over here and taking control of this spot, which I think is a little bit important. Precautions and escape. So because of that, because we're upstairs and there's a giant ass staircase that you have to go down if you want to retreat, I think actually blowing this trapdoor open, is probably a good idea. while it might not be the safest overall, I think the safety of your operators might overrule any sort of potential negative effects of letting one drop hatch go. Obviously, we will fight tooth and nail for it, but when we need to go, we need to go. Alright, next up is Bandit. Much like upstairs, Bandit will assist with the Miras as well as reinforced walls. So obviously two of his shock wires will be used to assist the Mira windows. Now, in order for Mira window number 1 to be effective, I think it'd be great to put 2 barbed wires in A, and then 1 barbed wire outside of A, 2 barbed wires in B. So with the barbed wires, they'll be slowed down, and with the 3rd barbed wire, while you're sort of concentrating on B site, you can hear someone trying to break that barbed wire or slowly going across it, giving you enough sound cues to sort of react and maybe confront an intruder. Bandit Reinforcement number 1 will be here, and then his 2nd and 3rd shock wire will also be here to make sure no one easily passes through this. And I think Bandit would be probably a perfect person for this murder hole, mainly because, well, it's fairly easy to see down this hole. With an ACOG sight, you can probably see a lot more detail and a lot more clearly when someone's trying to approach. You can see their toes better, their legs better. I think it'll be a lot easier. Now, we blew this hatch open mainly for the sake of the video, because we sort of need to reset ourselves over and over again, so that makes it easier. But normally, Bandit would probably reinforce that trapdoor as well. Another sort of afterthought that I thought is to prevent people from coming from the southeast, or from the east, from the northeast. Wow, cardinal directions. I think it might be a good idea to blow a hole there for anyone who's sort of looking out for flanks, because that is also a fairly popular place that people like to go through. Something that I noticed here that I did not make an edit for is that's also the front door. So we could totally like look through that as well if we wanted to. Anyway, so Valk will be upstairs with Bandit, making sure his butt does not get absolutely flanked. But since I think the most important stuff upstairs have been taken care of, the rest of the operators can start working on the bathroom wall for reinforcement. So Valk should assist Bandit by being on this Mira window number 2. Making sure no one comes through. And she should stick her cameras right here to give the most visual data on anyone who might actually be coming. I sort of fucked that up, but it'll probably be better in the game. Valk number 2 should be out here to assist for everyone, I think. Anyone who's lurking around on the west side or the north side, trying to come from the balcony or fiddling around within the front door. This should really help. And her third cam, since a lot of attention will be towards bomb B, I think some attention to bomb A would be necessary. So you could just chuck a cam in here somewhere, just in case someone breaches in, you'll have some information, instead of just everyone focusing on bomb B. To slow enemies down, you could probably barricade this back up and blow a hole through that wall on the left. Deagle might as well be like a crappy shotgun, so it'll probably be fairly easy. So yeah. Now then, Jager. Much like Bandit, Jager is fairly simple, and I'm not good with him anyway. So his Jager placements should be something like in here. You know, for frags or flashes, whoever's looking into the Mira. I think one to two Jaegers can probably be upstairs, since there is a lot of manpower up here. Two operators, we wouldn't want both of them being absolutely wrecked by a smoke, plus Blaz, or even like a frag grenade from a Buck or an IQ. Barbed wires, I sort of messed up with this. I put two barbed wires here, but now that I think about it, Bandit will be doing the barbed wires down here, so it'd probably be a better idea to put them upstairs. Speaking upstairs, same thing as armory / office locations. Jager can roam either here, which might put here in the inspection, which might be a fairly common place that people try to go through. To get a different angle on B and A sites. If you can pick off like someone who's trying to go through here, that would be great. And location 2 could probably be in that one staircase, again to prevent anyone from trying to go through these areas, as well as these two walls, and making sure no one crosses here to sort of try to screw over Bandit and Valk. If you're lucky, you might catch someone coming through here, but more importantly, you might hear someone breach into tellers, because if they get through tellers, then they potentially have a clear shot into A through the bathroom walls. Since Valk is taking care of those two walls, Jager should probably take care of these two walls instead, making this entire wall completely reinforced. Oh no. And again, last but not least is Smoke. Hello to you too, Smoke. So he will probably be manning this Mira window for the same reasons why he was manning B site as well as Mira number 1 upstairs. Super versatile. You can also blow a rotation hole for emergency cases. But yeah. A good application for a shotgun is if someone was on that barbed wire, you can shotgun them in the face. Make it quick and simple. For medium range, he could probably headshot with this SMG. This wall right here can be reinforced, but unfortunately there's only 2 left and this wall is 4 wide, so you sort of have to pick and choose what you're going to use. Anyway, back to this Mira window. You could probably, if you wanted to, you could probably chuck a gas canister here and here to prevent entry, as well as preventing plants, which is basically why he's put here in the first place. He has like nearly unlimited reach within that objective, and if he needs to, he can also chuck a canister in, through, or around these servers, so this makes a pretty good place for him to be as well. So yeah, that was the sort of in-depth for this other popular bomb site. Now, I don't think I even saw anything for tellers and bathroom, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't have any sort of teams or strategies that go with that. If I ever see one, then I will make a video, but for now this is going to be it, and this will basically be the quick overview of other people within this game, within the setup. Again, I might not do this in the other videos because feedback might say that it's unnecessary and it's redundant and it's just as long as the actual video, so we shall see. Also, making this overview was a little bit pain in the ass, so I might just end up not doing it anyway. But anyway, here you go.